So Radhe Radhe. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome to today's edition of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. Hope you are having a great start to your week or had a wonderful day. So let's get started. If you are new to the session, a very warm welcome. We'd love to know more about you. We always have feedback tracker where you can put in and share your feedback around the sessions and what you'd like to see more of. So today's session, let's get started by invoking the blessings of God and Guru like we always do. I'm going to share my screen and we will get underway. All right, so let me make it full screen. Get started. Let's do our opening prayers. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Okay, so Radhe Radhe, good morning, good evening once again to all of you. So let's get started. We are on Shloka 4.12 and today we will conclude this Shloka. I'm going to recite it. You're welcome to follow along. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Okay, let's take a few hands.
SSPG, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe, SSPG.
Radhe Radhe, Nitinji.
Radhe Radhe.
Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajanta hiya devata Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja.
Very nice. Thank you, SSPG.
Radhe Radhe Shamji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe Shamji.
Kankshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta ih devatah Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. And I would encourage all of you, even if you are new to shlokas, do try to recite it, as best as you can. And I can tell you, before you realize, within a span of few weeks or maybe, few days, you'll be able to see these words very clearly and be able to recite it. It's very, very auspicious because these words came out of Lord Krishna's mouth, right? So just try to do that, and that itself can transform a lot of stuff, right? So do encourage you with each repetition. You can do it at your place as well. All right, let's take the remaining hands.
Radhe Radhe to birthday wale quiz master co-host ji.
Radhe Radhe. Kankashantam karmana siddhim yajanta hi Shipram hi manushe lokam siddhir bhavati karmaja.
Very nice, Rahul, and many, many happy returns of the day.
Thank you.
Today you are the youngest you will ever be and oldest you have ever been. So happy birthday. All right. Let's move on.
Aparna ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe everyone. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajanta ita devataha Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmajam. Thank you.
Very nice, Aparna ji.
Karun ji.
Okay, quite a few hands I see. Okay, we can pick all of them.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Tarunji.
काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा.
Very nice. Thank you, Tarunji. Let's take the ones who have their cameras on quick, and then we can.
Yes, Prabhat Bhaiya, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Radhe Ganashantam Ganashanta Karmanam Siddhim Yajanta Ihi Devata Shikram Hi Manushya Loke Siddhir Bhavati Karmaja.
Very nice, Prabhat. Thank you. All right, let's quickly take the
Pallavi ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe Pallavi ji.
Radhe Radhe. काङ्क्षन्त कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा.
Very nice. Thank you, Pallavi ji.
Sam ji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Sam ji.
Radhe Radhe. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajanta eha devata kshipram hi manushloke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Okay, we can take the remaining 3 hands real quick.
Radhe Radhe, Riya ji, thank you for waiting. Please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Riya ji.
Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja.
Thank you. Very nice, Riya ji. Radhe Radhe. Okay, last 2 hands.
Ragi ji, Radhe Radhe, go ahead.
Thank you, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Kankshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devatah क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pragi ji. All right, Sandhya. Last one.
Antah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja.
Very nice. Thank you. Manvita, you wanted to recite as well? You want to practice shloka? You'll be our shloka teacher very soon, I guess. Yes, go ahead, please.
Awesome. Radhe Radhe Manvita.
Radhe Radhe Sandhya ji, Radhe Radhe Nitin ji. Kankshantah karmanam siddham yajanta iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhirbhavati karmaja.
Wonderful. Very nice. So, okay, I see 2 more hands. Okay, let's freeze. No more hands after this. Payalji, please quickly go ahead, and then Manjuji.
Yes, Radhe Radhe Payal ji. Please go
Radhe
ahead.
Radhe. काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवता क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा. Radhe
Wonderful.
Radhe.
Nice. Thank you, Payalji. Manjuji, please go ahead.
Yes, Manju ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Kanshantaha karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja.
Thank you, Manjuji. Radhe Radhe. So, in this shloka, Lord Krishna is saying, in this world, those desiring success in material activities worship the celestial gods, since material rewards manifest quickly. So let's get started. We spoke about this concept, thrill versus fulfill. Yesterday, we'll do a quick recap and then move on. Before that, I came across this beautiful quotation. Life is an echo. What you send out, come back. What you sow, so shall you reap. What you give, you get. What you see in others exists in you. Very nice. That's law of karma is covered in it as well. More importantly, what you see in others exists in you. So if we have a nature of fault finding, we got to be very careful around it. Now, a couple of questions from yesterday's discussion, Draupadi discussion that we had. What about saying God helps those who help themselves? Aren't we supposed to try and help ourselves and bother God immediately in situation, but have faith that will ultimately help? Yeah, basically, we do need to do our bit and not look at taking seva from God as long as we are working. Right? Finally, when we have surrendered, we don't have to do anything. God takes control, right? So in that situation, you are doing nothing. You become a baby, like a baby who's simply crying, who's completely surrendered to his mother, his or her mother, and mother takes care of it. So we need to go back to the state of becoming like babies, and then we don't have to do anything at that point. But in order for us to do nothing, first we have to do a lot of things, right? We have to put in a lot of effort, and then God takes control, where you're not even expected to work at that moment, because you are completely God's responsibility. But that's a pretty advanced stage. Until we reach that stage, of course, we have to do our best, right? The saying goes, God helps those who help themselves. So that thing goes. And then another question was there, the karma, was it Draupadi's karma? Possibly, we don't know. It could be, yesterday somebody was telling the story, it could be Draupadi's karma that she was subjected to that kind of a situation, or it could be bad timing. It could be somebody exercising their free will in an incorrect way. A lot of factors could be there. We don't know. But the point here is, what happens to you could be part of your karma or your bad timing. But then what you do afterwards, right? That becomes your karma. So if you harbor resentment, bitterness for the rest of your life, then it is your karma at that point, right? That is why it's important to let go. Hate the sin, not the sinner. Okay, so with that said, let's move on to our today's discussion. So we spoke about thrill versus fulfill aspect. We are enamored or attracted towards something which thrills us, which even though might be short-lived, but that is typically what we go for. And we always want things to happen, manifest quickly. Okay, so to tell me something, I don't have the patience. Okay, this is a very common argument you'll come across. I don't have the patience. Tell me something that I can see immediately. Doesn't work that way. Everything takes time. Nature also takes time. We see how from seed it becomes a tree and then bears fruit. It all takes time, and you can't forcefully do that quickly. And spiritual results, they manifest after a while. And material results, people get enamored, attracted towards it, because first of all, there's a gratification, and secondly, relatively they are quicker, or it's something you are seeing right in front of you, right? So and then we spoke about, rather than trying to get out of the prison, we are more focused on making our lives comfortable within the prison itself. The bigger question is how long we want to do that, right? And at the end of the day, prison is meant to give you miseries. And if you think that if you've solved this problem and life becomes a continuum of problems, that, okay, there's a problem, I'll solve this, then I'll be happy. Then next problem, I'll solve this, I'll be happy. Then this problem. Then if though that is the case, why not uproot the problem, from the root itself? Get out of the jail, okay? As opposed to figuring out how to make your life comfortable in jail, because it will never be comfortable. If it is comfortable, then Maya is not a good servant of God. Right? A good servant of God is the one who will direct you towards its master. If Maya makes your life comfortable, that means Maya is enjoying your seva, and it is not a good servant. It is not directing you towards its master. It has become a rebel to God. Maya will never become rebel to God. It will be the perfect sevika of God, always. In fact, Maya is the best sevak of God. Why? It's only because of Maya that we have some kind of an incentive to listen to, the saintly personalities who come. Otherwise, we'll say, Babaji, get lost. We don't have time for you. Who knows about these scriptures? It's only because of Maya that we get the slaps of Maya, the punches of Maya, the tormenting of Maya, and then we have an incentive to, oh my God, maybe there's something else I need to try to do, or figure out the purpose of life, or maybe at least I should be God-fearing, somebody's whacking me. All it is happening because of Maya. If Maya had made your life comfortable, we would continue to live here. See, the interesting thing is Maya is making it uncomfortable, and still we don't want to get out of it. But if Maya had made it comfortable, of course not. We would have become Bhagwan's damad for the rest of eternity and said, we are relaxed here, right? Like people become, those in winter time, so many prisoners, inmates, jail inmates, they want to become government's damad, son-in-laws, to enjoy roof, food, and not so harsh weather inside when it gets really cold outside. So they will do a petty theft like pickpocketing or just picking up a fight with somebody, and their only aim is to get inside Tihar jail because it is too cold outside. Okay. So Maya will do its job. The key thing is to get out of the jail and not thinking of making your life comfortable within the jail. Now, what does Bhagavatam say? We'll continue on this discussion. Bhagavatam 2.6.26 says that other necessities, right? We always have necessities, whether it's a need or a greed that each person has to decide for themselves, include invoking the different names of the demigods by specific hymns and vows of recompense in accordance with the particular scripture for specific purpose and by specific processes. So basically, our scriptures tell us, right, that for this purpose, you follow this process, you do it like this, you recite it like this, and you will get the result. So our scriptures talk about that. So that is also a way. And yesterday we were talking about devatas and all. And if we have a good reason to believe that our, the devata, whomever we worship, right, Kul Devata or otherwise, they are God personified, then why to ask for broken glasses? Why to ask for material world? Why not ask for God himself? Like, for example, a lot of people go to Hanumanji and offer him laddus and other things for their mannat, wishes. Now, first of all, you will get things as per your prarabdha. But let's say, for example, you have a good reason to believe that, Hanumanji listens to you and you are able to bribe him with laddus and he generally fulfills your wishes. If that is the case, why would you ask for, give me a good bride or a groom or give me the next promotion and stuff like that? Why not ask him that, how do I meet Lord Ram? Can you make me meet Lord Ram? Right? That will be a higher thing to ask. But our scriptures give us the prescription and we get hung up. Now, this beautiful Leela in Mahabharata itself, you would have seen, right? It illustrates the point where Lord Krishna challenges, right? Where he said the people think that since they quickly get the things of the material desire by worshipping demigod, it's better to go to them than to Krishna. Now, for this thing, Krishna had told that you guys worship Indra. Rather, you should worship, you don't need to basically in that, because our cows, they are, they graze over Govardhan and all, so they are worthy of your worship more than Indra, because any day it's a celestial god, right? And Indra, we know that Leela, how it unfolded, he took offense to that because Indra is like us only. He's also afflicted with anger, greed, envy, and all that stuff. He's also under material realm. He's a devata, he's not God. And he tormented that village with a lot of rain until Krishna had to intervene and he lifted Govardhan himself. By the way, it is said Govardhan itself, Govardhan hill was Vishnu's avatar. That was his seva during Krishna avatar to become that Parvat when it came. And he lifted Govardhan and he saved the entire. Now, Krishna basically put it in perspective. The Devi Devata worship that we do, he put it in perspective. That, you should actually not be scared of Devi Devatas. They anyway are obligated to do their duties rather than go to the root itself. Okay, so during that Govardhan Leela, he basically showed it to that. There's another beautiful story. There was a fakir, Saint Farid. He went to the court of Emperor Akbar when he was a powerful king. We know that Akbar was there. So he peeped into the room to see what Akbar was doing. And he was amused to see Akbar praying to God for more powerful army, a bigger treasure chest, and success in battle. That's what we generally worship for, right? Without disturbing the king, Farid, he returned to the royal court. He just came to the royal court when he saw Akbar doing that. Now, Akbar, he waited at the court for an audience. Akbar was praying in the next room. And then what happens? When Akbar comes, Akbar came and gave him audience. He asked, great sage, if there is anything that he wanted. So he offered him, all right, you have come to my court, and is there anything I can do for you? Is what Akbar tells him. So then this was his classic. He said that I came to ask the emperor for things I required for my ashram. But then I saw the emperor himself is a beggar before the Lord. So why should I ask you for any favors? I should directly ask Lord himself, right? That is the whole idea. We go to Devi Devatas who have been empowered. The very source of what they can bestow to us is given by God. So why go to the intermediaries? If we really have that, let's directly build our connect with the Supreme Lord, right? If it's just like we are busy building connection with the bureaucrats and people intermediaries, while God is saying, I am the president, I am the CEO, you come directly to me. Okay. Ishtadev, build that connection. Why to even go through that route is what he's telling. That is a higher message. However, given that we have certain traditions that we have been following, it is good to do that. But God is saying you don't need to restrict yourself to that itself. It's good to discipline your mind to carry on with the traditions and stuff that you are doing. But then nobody is stopping you from building a direct connect with me, like we have spoken about, right, in great detail. We have an ability to actually build a direct connect with God and cut out all the intermediaries around it, right? Now, it is just like, the celestial gods give boons only by the powers bestowed upon them by the Supreme Lord. People with little understanding, they approach them, but those who are intelligent, realize that there is no point in going to the intermediary, and they approach the Supreme Lord for the fulfillment of their aspirations. So it's not very intelligent to go to Devi Devatas. Okay, if it is your tradition and something that our mother, grandmother, and everybody have been doing, that is fine. But let's understand the deeper principle about which Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself is talking about. Let's build connect with God himself. That will be more fulfilling, and that will pave the way for more spiritual progress down the line, not only in this life, but in lifetimes to come as well, right? Rather than getting hung up at the middle layer only. So this is a plane. You see the plane is flying. Now, if a child sees that, what a wonderful machine is flying in the sky, right? But he does not know that it's an engineer who made it to fly, or a pilot who's flying it, right? They don't know the dynamics or the nuances of it. For him, they're just looking at the plane there. So similarly, the big gigantic airship can fly in the sky. It's that powerful. He who created the technology, designed the machine, and is making it fly, right? So in that sense, if you think about it, just by pushing a button, the plane goes high, and pushing another button, it comes down. That is the technology around it, right? It is not automatic. It is the will of the controller that decides where the machine goes. So in that sense, we are also children when it comes to understanding Devi Devatas, unless we get the exposure to this, right? They are also given this power. It's still just like this only. God has designed this whole creation, and he has bestowed certain things to certain people to run the administration. And we think we need to, we get limited at that level only by limiting ourselves to those boons or those temporary material boons they are capable of giving, right? But the engineer behind them, if we go a little deeper, we are able to appreciate it's God whose energy they are manifesting. It's just but a spark of God's energy that is getting manifested through them. So that is the concept. Now the question is, who are demigods? Now after coming across this shloka, I've seen so many people, they start saying, oh, everybody's a demigod, only Krishna, Ram, they are God. No. Our Panchashanam in Vedas, basically, Panch Devatas are spoken about. What are these Panch Shakti? Let's understand these Panch Shakti, which are God personified themselves. They are not demigods, they are God himself. Okay, the first one is Ganesha. Okay, Ganesha is a tattva. Ganesha, if you ask normal people, they will say Ganesha is Shiv and Parvati's kid. Right? Now, why did she put that elephant head on all that stuff? Story is there, but Ganesh Tattva is an eternal Tattva. It's a Sanatan Tattva, Bhagavad Tattva. And when Shiv and Parvati had married, they had also worshipped Ganesh Tattva. Now you will say, how can father and mother worship their child? So it is a Tattva, it is an eternal thing. That is just a Leela, okay, in which Ganesh came in as their son. So Ganesh is a Panch Shakti, is God himself. Let's understand that, okay. And who's the second one? Adi Shakti, Durga. Okay, she's also not demigod. She's goddess herself. In fact, Mother Durga is none other than Mother Radha in her official form. When she's the mother of this universe. Okay, the supreme in charge of this universe. If she has to kill demons or do stuff in her official form, mother goes to school, she's a principal or a lecturer, she has to assume that form, right? She has to beat kids also with a stick sometimes. So that is her official form, right? Adi Shakti form. So that is also God. Now, the third one is Shiv. Shiv Bhagwan is God himself. Okay, we don't get into now saying that they are demigod. They, his God himself. These are PANCH SHAKTIS, which our scriptures talk about. The fourth one is the sun god. Our sun god's name is called Vivaswan, to whom God had imparted this knowledge for the first time. Because sun is the ruler of the planets. So like king, so goes the praja. So that is why God first gave this knowledge to sun. So sun is also God, his own form itself. And last but not the least, it is Narayan himself. Okay. So these are all Pancha Shaktis. Vishnu himself. And people in lowest stage of humanity, they are struck with wonder by the power. And modern scientists, many of the modern generation, they are power worshippers. Okay, so these are a bunch of, but we don't need to restrict ourselves to power worship just to get some, material temporary boons itself. We need to go deeper when we understand the deeper principle behind it. See, it's not about our own gratification. End of the day, the best position to be in is to worship God and to serve God, not to enjoy certain powers and siddhis for ourselves, which are anyway temporary. You have to let go of them. Right? All the demons there who worship for so many years and get those powers, it's not something that they can relish forever. Finally, it gets cleaned up and they have to vacate that position. So why not do something which is fulfilling, everlasting, and then it takes us closer to the goal of our very existence, as opposed to getting stuck in temporary things which give us thrill but never fulfill. Yes, Sandhya, you had a question or wanted to say something?
Yeah, I had a question. So from our perspective, does it really help or make any difference for us to distinguish between different souls, like how we think in our head about our fellow souls versus demigods?
Fellow souls versus demigods. So demigods are definitely elevated souls who have gotten that position by virtue of doing their punyas, right? But I would say we can simplify it. It's either God or God realized or not God realized. Or if we start doing gradation, then it will be too complicated, right? Because we are not antaryamis. And how will you keep on putting that hierarchy? Okay, so it's better to God realized or not God realized. That's it. It keeps it very simple in our head. And even God realized, we cannot know. We can only figure out based on certain symptoms and stuff like that, right? We'll talk about it when we get to the chapter of a guru and saint. Who's a saint? What are some of the symptoms you can use as a yardstick to understand that, because we cannot really make it out because we are not ourselves not cauterized, but there are certain yardsticks we can employ to do that. But if you ask me broadly, there are only two categories: either somebody is cauterized, who's a saint, or somebody who's not cauterized. Right? These Devi Devatas, of course, respect to them for what they do. But if I were to build a connect, I would rather build it with the Supreme God himself. Right? Now that I'm exposed to the message of Bhagavad Gita, if I was not, and I've been just simply following my traditions, and there is certain kind of pujas done to placate or made devatas happy, I would continue with those traditions. But if I understand the deeper message, why not go to the God himself? Devatas will automatically be happy. They will not be offended that you are going to our master. Right? Swamiji has explained that in his lectures. Okay, yes, Tarunji.
Yes, Radhe Radhe Tarunji.
Nitinji, I had a question regarding the definition of the demigods. What I have understood is the demigod is the one who is like a post and the somebody based on their karma or the elevated to that post. So like Indra and all other demigods. So from that I understood Surya is also a post. So how it is coming?
If you look at the Pancha Shakti, God himself takes on the form. Right, the Surya is considered as one of the Pancha Shaktis. So it is not considered demigod. That's why I brought in this slide so that we don't confuse everybody else as demigods. Ganesha, Adi Shakti, Shiva, Surya, and Vishnu himself are considered as God, basically his own original Bhagavad Tattva, so to say, I should say. They are Bhagavad Tattva. They are not Jiva Tattva.
You are saying some specific name to Surya Bhagwan.
Vivaswan.
So that is going to be eternal in every yuga, or in every he is going to be there.
I think the sun is there in every yuga, and I think in all the Brahman. So yeah, it is a Bhagavad Tattva is how I understand. It is not a Jeev Tattva.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, at least Panch, yeah, very true. Yes, Samji?
Nitinji, is it like Vivaswan God is for our universe or
Vivaswan, at least from our reference, Lord Krishna is talking about, he's talking about that, or, from our reference only, right? So I would understand it is for our universe, he's saying. Some other way, it could be some other name, I would imagine, right? But I can clarify it with Swamiji because he said, I actually spoke this knowledge to son, and he's talking in reference to Arjun, right? And that happened in Dwapar. So I think it's the frame of reference is for our Manvantar only, the one that we are in four-headed Brahma's universe.
right?
And I don't know if it is like four-headed Brahma, that is why we have Chaturyuga. What if there's somebody is a million-headed Brahma? Do they have million yugas? I don't know what will be their side. So it's like inconceivable, some of these things. Yes, Samji?
Radhe Radhe Samji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. I agree with you on this, the Panch Shakti. I would like to know which Veda, I mean, for my own purpose, which Veda, when in any reference or something, just for my clarification. I agree this thing. Any idea which Veda?
Panchopasanam, I can find it specifically in which one it is mentioned with the bibliographical reference around it. The Panchopasanam, it is taken from Vedas only, actually.
Okay, one other question. In one of the lectures, I think we heard that Lord Shiva came from Brahma's foot nail or something like that. A brief reference. Brahma's or Lord Vishnu's nail or something. So I presume it is the same kind of logic you are giving it for a Surya as well as the Ganesha. Isn't that same?
Yeah. The way they choose to manifest could vary. Okay, that is also part of the Leela. That could vary. But what I'm focused on is that they are Bhagavad Tattva. They are not Jeev Tattva.
I agree with that.
That is the key message. Now, how they choose to get manifested is something like Narad is called the Manas Putra of Brahmaji, even though himself is a Vaivishwatar of God, right? So how they choose to manifest could vary, and that should not confuse us actually, but they are all Bhagavad Tattva. That's why I said when Shankar and Parvati married, they actually worshipped Ganesh Tattva. And if you think about in the Leela Jagat, Ganesh is a son. How can they worship mother and father worship son when he is not even? Yeah, so those are Leelas, but they are all Bhagavad Tattva. They are eternal entities. Durga Mata is also eternal entity. She is the official form of Radha Tattva. So
whether you worship Lord Vishnu, Krishna, or Lord Ganesh, or any for that matter, any of the Panch Shakti, probably is the more or less the same kind of.
We are attaching to the Bhagavad Tattva only. The rasas varies. Right? Rasas would vary. That is what we have spoken about. Like ras means how you can build a connect with them would vary, and accordingly the mellow or the ras that you can enjoy would vary, right? For example, with the Lord Shiva and all, can you consider him as a baby? I mean, it's a little difficult to do that, right? Because there is so much of reference around it. Or with the Lord Ram, can you consider him in Madhurya Bhav? You will say, oh my God, he was Maryada Purushottam. I'm actually breaching the protocol because I don't have a reference for that. What if he does what he did to Shrupnakha, right? But with Lord Krishna, no, nothing, no barriers whatsoever, right? He was a full-blown avatar. God basically, he revealed his true nature, and there are no barriers whatsoever. So the rasas vary and the way you can connect with vary. But other than that, all are Bhagavad Tattva, and you can actually realize God meditating upon or thinking about or contemplating upon any of these tattva, because whatever the next slide that I'm going to talk about is a very, very important and interesting concept. Okay, so we'll move that and then we'll take the remaining questions.
Thank you.
What we choose to meditate upon is what we end up achieving. Okay, now let's talk about this concept through a beautiful analogy, which I love. Right, Maharajji has his ways to drive home the point. Once you understand the story, you just get the concept. So let's talk about the story of 4 daughters. Now here is the first daughter, right? This daughter got married to IAS officer. Okay, this daughter got married to IAS officer. And she got a title named Sab, Madam. People would call her madam. Okay, that's what her identity becomes. Then the second daughter, she got married to a clerk. Okay, her name became Babuayan. Okay, that's what her name became, Babuayan. Babuayan. Maybe an IS officer. No, not IS officer, clerk only. So yeah, Babuayan. Then the third daughter, she got married to a drunkard. And you're a drunkard, you know what drunkard? He's falling in the reverse direction. You see that? It's pretty interesting. So they became poor. Of course, he sold everything to drink his way to glory. And her identity became Bikharin. Her identity was Bikharin. Okay. And then there was a fourth daughter who got married to a saint. Okay. And her identity became Guruma, spiritual mother. Now the daughters could complain, why we are all were nurtured together and born in the same family and all that. Why did our identity change? So you inherit the identity to which you get basically married to. That becomes your identity. They all ended up having different identities. Similarly, what we associate with in this world, right? What we may choose to meditate upon is what we end up acquiring as well. That becomes our identity. So if primarily we are leading our life thinking about material things, right, we will end up achieving material world. If primarily our objective is to get power and do the upasana of Shakti and celestial gods, we will end up achieving them. If we choose to worship God directly as our Ishtadev, then we'll end up achieving him. It's a very simple principle, right? So if you look at it this way, all the four, right? This is what they are contemplating. So from Bikharin to Babuayan to Memsav to Guruma, what is happening actually? So the first one is in tamas, right? If we are spending our life in tamasic tendencies and proclivities, pursuits, this is where we would end up. Rajas, right? Somewhere in between. Most of the world falls into this Rajas category, right? Majority of the world, because we want to enjoy life and a lot of driven by passion. Then Sattva, right? I mean, these are loose analogies, but you're getting the concept, I'm sure. And this, of course, is Gunatit. So if you think about it, this is material world and this is spiritual world from that sense, right? And the Devi Devata worship that we do, that in this shloka Lord Krishna is talking about, you are still operating in material world. Okay, you are getting at best to the sattva and nothing more than that. And when you are in material world, it's not a permanent entitlement. It is, first of all, the gratification may be quicker, but it is temporary. And when it means temporary, that means you don't enjoy an immunity that, okay, you know what, I am a Swarga returnee. Can you at least make me a rich man here on earth with a comfortable life? The answer is sorry. You may have to become an ant or an earthworm or a pig. There's no guarantee after that. Okay, so that is the risk of choosing to remain in this jail and doing things over and over, Devi Devta worship or whatever we are doing, which is not taking us beyond the lock, that the key basically that we truly need to get out of this system. Okay, with that said, I saw Techalji joined. I wanted to give her a few minutes to make us a few announcements, and after hearing those announcements, your life will not be same again. That much I can assure you. So let's hear Tejal Ben, the announcements that you're going to make. We've been talking about the upcoming LTP and retreat, but like I said, once you hear it from her, something is going to change, and I'm really looking forward to it. Over to you, Tejalji. Please go ahead and we can continue later on after this.
Radhe Radhe Nitinji, Radhe Radhe everyone. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Nitinji, will I be able to share the screen?
Sharing is caring, so I will let you do that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Radhe Radhe everyone. In fact, I am sure by now Nitinji has drilled in all of y'all's mind that there is something amazing on this planet going to happen, and which is going to start from this Saturday itself, which is going to be on July 29th and in Dallas in person. I'm sure he's drilled this, but still, I thought I would take an opportunity to inform all of y'all that something really going to change. Entire Dallas is right now, all devotees in Dallas is right now restless and working very hard. Why? Because all of us, truly from bottom of my heart, bottom of our heart, we all believe that any person who chooses to be in Dallas from July 29th, which is Saturday, till next Friday in the evening for life transformation series, which is going to happen in person by Swami Mukundananji in Dallas, their life will never be same again. We truly believe this, and we are really working hard. And my humble and sincere request to all the participants here to really help us out. Let us join our hands. And my request here today, I'm here and borrowing some time from Nitinji, is just to request you that help us spread this word, be active in social media. You can be, so I'm going to share certain slides so you can see that this is a simple thing. Whichever social media you are on, nothing then you're at least on WhatsApp for sure. Everybody on this planet knows YouTube. So it is there on all social media. So first thing I wanted to start was, of course, this is just the beginning where we are talking about, as we know, we are starting on Saturday evening we are starting on, which is going to be from 7 to 9. And I am sorry, I should have closed this. Sorry, Nitinji.
No worries.
And so yes, we are starting on Saturday evening, and after that, it is going to be every evening, which is going to be from 7 to 9. But there's something special happening every day morning, starting from Sunday. Every day morning, 6:30 in the morning, there is going to be morning with Swamiji, morning walk, followed by satsang with Swamiji and breakfast with Swamiji, which is going to be till 8 o'clock. This is unforgettable experience. I myself have started my journey from LTV morning walks. So this is something you want everyone to get encouraged about, to be a part of this. So there are lots of posts available for suggesting that how we can actually promote this to other friends as well and the family. Lots of pictures are available everywhere. Anyone needs any help, I'm ready to actually spread this out. A lot of people who are present here are also devotees, and they know how to do this. They have been working with me, so we can work on this. This is a morning walk which is going to happen from 30th of July till 4th of August, every single day from morning 6:30 to 8 o'clock. This is first thing. After that, only on weekends, which is only on Saturday and Sunday, 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock, both the days, Swamiji himself will be conducting yoga and meditation session. Lots of posts are available. Most importantly, reels are available. Everything is present in Instagram as well. Many of you I know in this class participants are very active on Instagram. Please help us out in spreading this in many groups. You could do this. So this is yoga and meditation only for 2 days, which is 6 to 7. So this is post for this as well. And now there are lots of videos available. How do this? So many people have questions. What is going to change in this? And I don't believe in God and a lot of things. But what Swamiji is going to do, the glimpses of it is there available in videos and reels, as well as what is it going to look like, available on all medias. So please help us like, share, and comment, as well as spread this to all your friends. And on Instagram, there are many other special reels are created. Instagram team is very motivated, extra motivated rather, I would say. So please help us in doing that as well. And last but not the least, if you're on WhatsApp, millions of posts are available on WhatsApp for LTP. Now, only my appeal is, so many people have approached me and saying that, I'm not in Dallas. What should I do? I mean, how can I help? No, it doesn't matter. You are any part of US. You just work on the social post. You never know whose life is going to change. My life changed. So many people's life change. Anybody's life can change just by you doing that. Second thing, there are people who says, I'm not in US even. Why should I bother about this? Or how can I'm going to help in this? Doesn't matter. Even whichever part of the world you are working on it, you are changing the algorithm of social media. And this is very important to us. And in Swamiji's mission, so let us all join hands with Swamiji to change life, having a life transformation with the life transformation series, and spread this word. Thank you so much. Very grateful to you, Nitin Bhai, and this class for giving this opportunity. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much, Tejalji. Thank you again for walking us through with all the wonderful events that are coming up. So LTP, if you are sitting on the fence, you are in or around Dallas, please do make it a priority. Regardless, you can help us spread the word around, right? In whatever little ways we can help Swamiji, that will go a long way. So thank you so much, Tejalji. And when Tejalji makes announcements, even celestial gods, they take notice, right? They postpone all their plans and they plan to congregate on the date and time what has been announced. So you guys need to do the same. So thank you again, Tejalji, for all the announcements, and strongly encourage each one of you to not only come here, but also help us spread the word around as best as you can. It's a little saver, but it will go a long way. So thank you, Tejalji, once again. With that, let's come back to our topic. So I see a couple of hands. I'm going to put back on share and see what questions do you have on what we have spoken about today. This is an important concept. What do we end up inheriting, right? We end up inheriting the title of what we end up getting married to. And every lifetime we marry somebody. Okay, it's not the marriage as we see in the physical world. It's a marriage through our object of contemplation. When we die, see, if you, let's say, if there are, let's say, thousands of animals and you open the gate and the gate is small, okay, the animals will rush towards that gate, and who will come out? The strongest animal will come out the fastest, right? The biggest, the most strongest, the robust one. Similarly, when we die, the most dominant thought, however we have primarily led our life, okay, if we have led our life thinking about the world, relatives, things, worldly objects, pursuits, ambitions, greed, bitterness, whatever that predominant emotion is, that finds its way into your head when your slideshow is running at the end of our life. And based on that, our marriage for the next life is decided. It could be marrying to a lower species, it could be marrying to a higher species, it could be repeating in the same world, maybe as a human, may not be as a human. And that's essentially what happens, continues happening. That is why God is saying, until you make me as your priority and your sole priority, and you do it consistently, then it's not going to work. Because if out of 24 hours, we spend our sadhana, we do our sadhana for 30 minutes, 1 hour, the rest of the time we are thinking about the world, then world is what we'll end up getting, right? And celestial God make it a little more trickier in the sense that if we are used to doing Devi Devata worship for boons and stuff, then there's another dangling carrot God has kept your way, which we have to ignore and go to the root again. Yeah, so that is how we need to look at it. And that's why it's very important, shloka, where we don't go for things which are temporary. And even though they might be giving us some kind of boons and some kind of thrill in the short term, but that has to be rejected as well if our goal is God realization. Okay, let's take a few questions now before we have 10 minutes for our discussion before we get into our devotional segment.
Nitinji, there is just a follow-up question on LTP. Can I quickly read it and can we answer that?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have to attend the whole week LTP or can you attend only 5 days because of other obligations?
If you attend for 5 days, you will not get the certificate. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. You can attend 5 days. That's perfectly okay. I would say encourage you to complete, but you will miss out. You'll say, okay, I just want to hear the last one as well. So best would be 6, but there's no obligation as such where it's not either or. Even if you're able to attend 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, that's perfectly okay. But I would encourage you to, see how best you can make use of all the days.
Awesome. There are a few other questions, but I think in the chat, but I'll take them after I take the raised hands. Is that
one question that keep coming up is this program going to be aired online? The answer is no. Having said that, if something changes, I will let you know. We are encouraging in-person participation, so typically it is in person only. But if something changes, all those chances are active. I don't know. I mean, it's something that a decision has to be taken at a broader level. I would let you know, but so far the answer is no. Okay.
Yes. Prabhat, please go ahead.
Radhe Prabhat.
So I have few queries. First is related to that PANCH Shakti slide that you have presented. So in that particular slide, I can see there are 5 different gods, right? So so I just want to know that these 5 gods, is separate for all universe. Like for our universe, there are these if Ganesh ji, Adi Shakti ji, Shiv ji. So similarly, for other universe also they have different uh, uh, Ganesh ji and all. Or it's like it's the same one for every universe.
I don't know. Our frame of reference is this. So for other universes, if there are, instead of Panch Shakti, there is Panch plus Panch, 10 or 10 Shaktis or 15 Shaktis. I don't know about that. Our reference is Panch Shaktis, just to be able to say that these are not demigods. So that might be a good question for Swamiji. I can check with him when I meet him, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay, and I also want to know another thing. Like my mother has recently started watching this Sri Ganesha in DD National. So when she was watching that, I was thinking that it was very hard to believe for me. Like Shivji and Parvati ji is praying to Lord Ganesha that you can take birth at our place. So this was something which was very hard to believe for me. But now I think I can recognize, I can relate with that. But is there like there are 5 different Shaktis, so is there someone is better than other? It's like that, like, or it's all same?
Bhed buddhi, see, when we talk about God, again, go back to fundamentals. We don't apply bhed buddhi, that one is higher, other is lower, one is... God means God. He's replete and complete in all of his forms. He may choose to hide in certain attributes and reveal certain others, but this hierarchy, this buddhi of, okay, he's superior, he's this, he's different, is not correct. In fact, all God's avatar are equal. Narsingh avatar and Krishna are equal. The ras that they give might be different based on the purpose for which they have taken an avatar. But all avatars are equal and they are complete in themselves. And similarly, the God Tattva, Bhagavad Tattva means Bhagavad Tattva. It's either you are God Tattva or you are not. When they are Bhagavad Tattva, they are, right? Now, what Leelas, what they choose to reveal in that form could vary, but that doesn't make one superior or other, right? That Bhed Buddhi is not something we need to refrain from with the proper knowledge that we have got. It's like the sugar thing, right? In Diwali, they give you sugar khilonas, right? In market, they give. One is Ghoda, one is Hathi, one is become something else. So kids say, I need that khilona, I need that khilona. That khilona is fine, but underlying element is same, sugar for all of them. Right? So it's the same thing. Bhagavad Tattva means Bhagavad Tattva. We don't go by shape, sizes, and their external appearances and think that they're different. It's just one entity.
Yeah, Sheetal ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe,
Radhe. Nitin ji, like you mentioned that all Bhagavad Tattva are same. So if all are same, then worshipping any one of those, like someone can worship and devote to any one of this Tattva.
Yes.
Why Krishna says that you should always surrender to me only because I am the one.
So
in
Krishna
Gita.
is saying, surrender to God. Even in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Ishvara Paridhanat, right? They say surrender to Ishwar. Now they don't talk about that form. So that is in Sankhya Bhav, where you can, worship God basically. So when Krishna says, it is saying, surrender to me means surrender to God himself. Now all these are Bhagavad Tattvas, and you can surrender to any one of them. If you build a relationship with any one of them, you can still realize God. What will vary is the relationship, the rasas or the way you build it would vary. Right? With Krishna, you get all the flexibility. Like humans, we are used to relationships in our world life. And we are used to relationship as a child, as a husband, as a friend and all that stuff. In Krishna, he has revealed all those things. There's a basis he has provided for all of them. That is why it becomes easier. But when he says, Sarv dharmam parityajya mam ekam sharanam braj, he is saying surrender to God. And it could be any Bhagavad Tattva. You would still get the same result.
Yeah, so I have a question about that part as well. Yes, we know that Krishna has many rasas and all because we have seen him, like let's say Krishna or Bhagavad or Mahabharat. We have seen the series and we have seen him in different form from child to the adult one. But other tattvas may also have those rasas like we haven't seen those
There are
kind of things
leelas.
maybe.
There are leelas. There are leelas, right? I mean, for sun god, I haven't heard or read about any leelas, but that is not the purpose for that, right? Ganesha has, there are a lot of basis for devotion to Ganesha, like it happens in Maharashtra, right? Ganpati Bappa Moria, they do that. Some people worship God as Vishnu, right? And then some people are worshippers of Devi Ma, like my mother is a worship of Durga Mata, right? We have Vaishnu Devi, then we do the Durga Puja in Calcutta, it is celebrated. And then Shiv Bhagwan, of course, so many people, they worship Shiv Bhagwan directly, Bhole Baba. So there are bases for people to worship them as well. Bhagavad Tattva is there. How many Leelas you get? Maybe you have to read Devi Puran, Shiv Puran, Vishnu Puran, right? For getting more for that. But yes, Krishna and Ram Leelas are more popular because God does an avatar just to disclose his nature when he does that. And he gives you a lot of variety around that. And that is why there is a natural attraction people feel towards Lord Bhagwan and Lord Ram, right? And Shankar Bhagwan. These three are very common Ishtadev that people have. And Devi Ma, of course. And Ganeshji as well, right? Bhagwan, not so much.
Right. Because of the avatar, we feel more connected. And actually, I had this question because my mother is a devotee of Lord Shiva, and she has devoted so much to. So earlier, like reading Gita, I thought that Shiva is just another god, but ultimate is Vishnu Bhagwan, Shri Krishna only. Today, after what you have given the info, now I am like, no, he's someone. He's also other god. Like these are all five gods, and anyone can.
They're all the Bhagavad Tattva. There is no difference whatsoever, right? So you don't have to have Bheda Buddhi. Even my father is a worshipper of, Lord Shiva. And so whichever Ishtadev you start deepening that connect, right? Lord Krishna, he give you some more additional madhuris and those rasas that you don't get in another. That makes it easier for the devotees. But they're all Bhagavad Tattva. Even though the rasas would vary, so you pick the one that comes naturally to you and then leave it to God and Guru to dovetail it to the next level when it has to happen. But they're all Bhagavad Tattva only.
Okay, thank you. And last question regarding the soul aspect then. If we have this five tattva and we say that we are a soul, Atma, and the Paramatma is Shri Krishna. So same goes for these other gods also. Like if we are a soul Atma, then let's say then if I'm a devotee of Ganesha, then Ganesha is my Paramatma.
Yeah, Paramatma is Paramatma. Basically, Ganesha is a form that Paramatma has taken, right? So yes, they are all Bhagavad Tattva. There is absolutely Bhagwan. Their God manifests in three forms. One is Paramatma, so that is a Bhagavad Tattva. So Ganesha is Bhagavad Tattva. So it's not like as Ganesha, I don't have that Paramatma ability. No, the Paramatma. And then the second form is the Brahman, the all-pervading aspect, and third is Bhagwan when he takes avatar. All three are the manifestations of God himself. And that applies to the Bhagavad Tattva itself. So if you're thinking Devi Ma is residing within me, or if you're thinking Lord Shiva is residing within me, or you're thinking Ganesh is residing within me, all that is correct. It's not limiting for them at all. You figure out your basis for devotion and take it to the next level. That's all it is.
Okay, there's just one comment in addition to this topic only. Purna Leela from childhood to all present with only Lord Ram and Krishna. From Daji, and she also says for others, we only have Anshik partial Leelas.
Right. We need to, that's why I said that Ram and Krishna avatars are very popular avatars. And in fact, I heard that these avatars, they take place in other Brahmans also. For all you know, there might be a Ramayana happening in one of the Brahmans, and there might be Krishna avatar happening in some other Brahman, and there might be Bhagavad Gita message being relayed in another Brahman. So God is a frequent traveler, and he doesn't need a visa, and he's overworked. Okay, so these Ram Krishna avatars are very, very popular because these are the avatars where you have the full Leela. He discloses his true nature and he gives so much of devotion and the basis of devotion to people in the years to come. Ram Bhagwan came and closed his pastime, but so many people have changed their lives thinking about Lord Ram and worshipping Lord Ram. Same thing with Lord Krishna, right? So that is why God takes on an avatar to reveal his nature and make it easy for us to choose him as his Ishtadev and build that personal relationship. That is the primary purpose of his avatar. Killing demons and all is the side business that he can do anyways. Right? We spoke about this in 4.7. Okay, maybe Heartbreaker is good to see you, Vikas, back. You were missing in action yesterday and looks like you've been singing a rap non-stop.
Yes, Vikas.
Yeah, sir. I have one good thing happened in my life today as never happened कि मैं उधर से एक्सरसाइज करके जिल से आ रहा था तो have you listened the अग्निपथ सॉन्ग जिसमें वो ऋतिक रोशन ढोल बजाता है डिग 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 मैं उधर से आ रहा था और मेरे घर के बाजू एक ये हनुमान मंदिर है उसमें एकदम फुल साउंड में बज रहा था तो मैं जैसे सुना ना ऐसे लग रहा है मेरे को अंदर से कोई बुला रहा है तो मैं ऐसे देखे गया फिर वहां पे एकदम ढोल बज रहा था तो मैं भी एकदम ढोल बजाने लगा ऐसे करके तो देन ऐसा लगा कि मेरे अंदर हनुमान जी आ गए एंड आई वाज डूइंग मैं ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है मेरे साथ आई क्या बोलूं
Very nice. Good. In fact, it is
बहुत अच्छा लगा यार
there are different ways in which you do kirtan. And
हाँ तो फिर मेरे को वो गाना पूरा बजने लगा ऋतिक रोशन का हर हर वो उसमें है ना ढोल वाला क्या भूल गया मैं या जय जय महादेव जय वैसे करके कुछ था तो पूरा लूप में बजने लगा मैं मोबाइल निकाला वो पूरा गाना ही सुनने लगा तो इट्स लाइक ऐसा मेरे साथ कभी हुआ ही नहीं है थैंक यू सर थैंक यू संध्या दी फॉर द इंट्रोड्यूसिंग आप पहले बोलते थे ना मुझे कि ये आप मैं आपको देखता था जब कॉलेज में थे तो पीएचडी आप जब करते थे तो मेरे को लगता था क्या दीदी है मतलब कि भगवान ये उम्र में लोग रोमांटिक सॉन्ग सुनते हैं ये सब सुनते हैं लाइफ एंजॉय करते हैं दीदी मतलब कि भगवान के नाम लेती है मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता था और अब समझ में आता है कि भगवान को नाम लेना कितना जरूरी है
Very nice. Good. You built that. Gosh, awesome. Yes. So Hanuman Paddhati I was saying is Hanumanji when he does kirtan, he dances. And that is called Hanuman Paddhati. And Swamiji makes us do that every time he comes here. Okay. And he may make us do that during LTP as well. So that's why another reason for you to come to family camp, LTPs and all the retreats. Hanuman Paddhati is dancing and Vikash. Good. Thank you for sharing that. Shilpa ji has been raising her hand. So let's take Shilpa ji first and hear what she has to say and tell us, please. Shilpa ji.
Yes, Radhe Radhe everyone. Radhe Radhe Nitinji sir. I think I understand the concept, but I want to make sure. So, for example, in Shivratri, we pray to Shivji and Parvati Mata. In Durgashtami, we pray to Durga ji. Diwali, we pray to Lakshmi ji, and Radha Rani, we pray to Radha Rani. All of these are Adi Shakti then, and then all of these are root for us to understand and better relate to this Adi Shakti. Is that that's what I'm understanding.
So let's understand.
Okay.
There is a Shaktiman and there is a Shakti. Okay. I'm getting back to the fundamentals here. Shaktiman is God himself and his power, his Yogamaya power is called Shakti. Right? Out of that Shakti has many forms. So the most Kripa me, the one who just knows how to bestow love and grace is called Radharani. The only thing she can do is Kripa, nothing else. Okay. That is her most sweetest and loving form of the mother. Then her expansions are Durga, Sita, Parvati, Kali, and all those are a manifestation of her only. So the reason Adi Shakti is being spoken about here is that some people, they worship Durga and she's not a demigod. She's nothing but an extension of the same Shakti. Shaktiman. There is only one Shakti and one Shaktiman, but they have multiple expansions about it. Now, Adi Shakti, you could worship her as Durga. You could worship her as Radha. You could do it as Sita. You can do it as Parvati. Some people do it as Kali. Whichever it is, but it is Shakti. So when you do it, when you worship a female form, it is a Shakti. When you worship a male form, it is Shaktiman itself. And the way to father is easily through a mother. That is why we do Radhe Radhe. Okay, right? It's actually Radhe Radhe, Sham se mila de. So whichever form you can form your relationship with comes easy to you, you just deepen that connect. That's about it. And Ananyata would help you deepen it, because if you'll do it thinking them different and you're all over the place and worshipping 10 different gods, although God is one, then it will
Right.
not bring in anandita or depth in your relationship, right? You'll always have bhed buddhi that this is different, this is different,
Right,
this is.
right.
So like Swamiji says, ek sadhe, sab sadhe na koi. So you do pick up one Ishtadip that is very close to your heart, just deepen it and take it to the next level. The rest will automatically happen. But Shakti, Adi Shakti, you can relate it to Radha, you can relate it to Sita, Lakshmi, Durga, Parvati, Kali, any, all are same. You've picked the form that you most easily associate with.
Got it. So ultimately, Radhama is the supreme, and then all of the other ones are manifestations of the supreme.
True,
And
they are the different. It's mother is same, right? Mother.
Yeah.
To school, she's different mood. When she's at home, is in a different mood. When she's with administration, so yeah, it's the same mother in different mood. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And so that's why we pray on different festivals. We just pray a different roop of the same mother.
True. People who are in arts and literature, they worship the form Saraswati.
Yes.
Right? That is the goddess. Which people who are very fond of money, they are always Lakshmi is their favorite, right?
Yeah.
So it really depends on what you're looking for. And if you're looking for Krishna Bhakti, you want to build a connect with Krishna, Radha is the way to go. Right. So that is how it works. Yeah.
Understood. Got it. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you. Okay. I think Prabhat had his hand raised as well. Anybody? Payalji. Okay. Are we getting into a devotional segment now? 10:08 it is. Or it is a question, Payalji, you had? Okay. Devotional segment, right? Wonderful. If you have any questions, put it in the feedback tracker, please. I try to take it in the next session. Bring it for everyone as well. But yeah, sorry, go ahead. You were saying something.
I was saying there is a comment that I wanted to read if possible. And I also wanted to say that tomorrow we will have Kahoot. So please join. And it would be awesome if most of the people attend and participate actively in Kahoot.
And join on time because no recitation. It will give you more time to settle down. So Kahoot, I look forward to seeing you all. And I think Thursday we are going to do is it Wednesday or Thursday, our picture day? Wednesday, we are going to take a picture. So please turn on your videos, all of you. We'll make that announcement tomorrow as well. We are going to do our picture on Wednesday, okay?
Yeah,
so you can wear your best dress and wear your best smile that day, okay? And we'll take some best pictures. Okay, so with that, now we can move to our devotional segment. I think Payalji is back. So good to see you back, Payalji. And we're looking forward to your bhajan today. But I think Heartbreaker, you want to sing first? You wanted to go first?
Nitinji, can I read the comment first?
Sure, please go ahead.
This is from Laddu. When I attend Bhagavad Gita classes, I tend to get the feeling that there is only one earth which belongs to Mahadev and Krishna, and we are the only people on this planet, and we are preparing ourselves to do our best in our respective loks, Shivlok, and then since it is going to be our last stop, and we are pulling each other, and our train is driven by Swamiji, and our ticket collector is Nitin Bhaiya. Sorry for getting off subject, but she wanted to express this. She always sit with this feeling, and this emotion is so pure that it makes her believe that it is genuine. So,
all I can say is, Laddu, I wish there is Laddu in your mouth, okay, for this. And thank you for bringing in Arya. Yeah, I hope that's the case and we can walk each other home. I'm happy to be a ticket collector or the one who's washing the bus or whatever it is, okay? But just make sure I'm on board on this journey as well, along with all of you, okay? Don't rush, okay? Make sure you carry my hand as well. Because, I'm actually living off commissions only, okay? Because I am myself not doing much. Anyways, but thank you, Laddu, for the beautiful analogy. And I hope each word of you comes true, but Brahmans are more, okay? But don't worry about it. We have to worry about our journey, not worry about other Brahmans. Great. Any other comments, or we can move to our devotional segment then?
Now we can move to the devotional segment.
Okay, great. So, who's going to go first? Let's have Payalji go. Oh, Vikas, you want to go first? Let's have Payalji go first.
No.
She's making a comeback after a while, so let's give her the first privilege today.
Yes, Payalji. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Payal ji, good to see you back.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you so much. Okay, I missed these sessions like anything.
Yeah, we missed your singing as well. So we're wondering where you are. We're so happy to have you back.
Same here. The feeling is mutual, Nitinji. Thank you for the opportunity. Okay, again, one of my favorite Krishna song, Kanhaiya Kanhaiya Pukara Karenge. कन्हैया कन्हैया पुकारा करेंगे, लताओं में ब्रज की निहारा करेंगे। कन्हैया कन्हैया पुकारा करेंगे, लताओं में ब्रज की गुजारा करेंगे। कहीं तो मिलेंगे वो बाके बिहारी, कहीं तो मिलेंगे वो बाके बिहारी। उन्हीं के चरण चित लगाया करेंगे, कन्हैया कन्हैया पुकारा करेंगे, लताओं में ब्रज की गुजारा करेंगे। बना कर हृदय में हम प्रेम मंदिर, वही उन्हीं को झूला झुलाया करेंगे। उन्हें हम बिठाएंगे आँखों में दिल में, उन्हीं से सदा लौ लगाया करेंगे। कहीं तो मिलेंगे वो बाके बिहारी, कहीं तो मिलेंगे वो बाके बिहारी। उन्हीं के चरण नित लगाया करेंगे, कन्हैया कन्हैया पुकारा करेंगे, लताओं में ब्रज की गुजारा करेंगे। जो रूठेंगे हमसे वो बाके बिहारी, चरण पड़ उन्हें हम मनाया करेंगे। उन्हें प्रेम डोरी से हम बांध लेंगे, तो फिर वो कहाँ भाग जाया करेंगे। कहीं तो मिलेंगे वो बाके बिहारी, कहीं तो मिलेंगे वो बाके बिहारी। उन्हीं के चरण नित लगाया करेंगे, कन्हैया कन्हैया पुकारा करेंगे, लताओं में ब्रज की गुजारा करेंगे। कन्हैया कन्हैया पुकारा करेंगे, लताओं में ब्रज की गुजारा करेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच। राधे राधे।
Radhe Radhe Payal ji, wonderful. You more than made up for all the singing we missed all these days. Okay, very nice. Loved it. Beautiful.
Thank you for the opportunity, Nitinji. As always, thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Great to have you back, and thank you very much. Beautiful bhajan, very soulfully sung, like you always do. Excellent. I'm seeing so many comments around this. So with that, who's next? Vikas, are you going to do something? Go ahead. Are you going to sing a rap for us? Or a proper bhajan?
Sing a rap to you some other day, but today is
Today's a special day for you. Hanumanji has come. Okay, so let's hear something devotional from you.
Yeah. So I'm going to play Radhe Radhe to everyone.
Sure.
ज्वाला सी जलती है जिस आंखों में, जिसके भी दिल में है तेरा नाम है, परवाही उसका आरंभ कैसा है और कैसा परिणाम है। धरती अंबर सितारे उसकी नजर उतारे, डर भी उससे डरा से जिसकी रखवालिया रे, करता साया तेरा हे देवा श्री गणेशा। देवा श्री गणेशा, देवा श्री गणेशा, देवा श्री गणेशा। हो तेरी भक्ति तो वरदान है, जो कमाए वो धनवान है। बिन किनारे की कश्ती है वो, देवा तुझसे जो अनजान है। यूं तो मूषक सवारी तेरे, सब पे है पहरेदारी तेरे। पाप की आंधियां लाख हो, कभी ज्योति ना हारी तेरे। अपनी तकदीर का वो खुद सिकंदर हुआ रे, भूल के ये जहां रे। जिससे किसकी ने यहाँ रे, साथ पाया तेरा है, देवा ही शरण गणेशा है। वो तेरी धूली का टीका किए, देवा जो भक्त तेरा जिए। उसे अमृत का है मोह क्या, हंस के विष का वो प्याला पिए। तेरी महिमा की छाया तले, काल के रथ का पहिया चले। एक चिंगारी प्रतीक शोध से, खड़ी रावण की लंका जले। शत्रुओं की कतार एक अकेले से हारे, कन भी पर्वत हुआ रे। श्लोक बन के जहां रे, नाम आया तेरा, देवा श्री गणेशा। गणपति बप्पा मोरया।
Very nice, Vikas. You do all the research and bring it to our session, which is very inspirational. Good job.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
sir.
Anybody else, or I can?
Sir, I got the scientific reason behind why you used to tell ki always chant that anything that is good in your mind. Why you because nature abhors vacuum, sir. That's why if you अब जब भी खाली टाइम पे सोचोगे, राधे कीर्तन करोगे, तो जब आप अच्छे बात सुनोगे, तो वो वैसा माइंड में इन्वायरमेंट बन जाएगा। वैक्यूम मतलब नेचर अबॉर, इसी के पीछे यही साइंटिफिक रीजन है, नेचर अबॉर्स वैक्यूम, सर। I have done the research yesterday and find this conclusion.
Wonderful, Vikas. I love your inspiration and enthusiasm around it. And start filling your vacuum with God's name, like we spoke about. And that's the best thing we can do, actually, all of us, for that matter. Wonderful. Manjuji, you wanted to say something? I can narrate a few lines after that. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Manjuji. Yes.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe.
I'm singing one song on Lord Ganesha. जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा, माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा, माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। एक दंत दयावंत चार भुजाधारे, माते पर तिलक सोहे मूस की सवारी। जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा, माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। अंधे को आंख दे तो कोटिन को काया, भांजन को पुत्र दे तो निर्धन को माया। सूर श्याम शरण आय, सफल कीज सेवा। जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा, माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। राधे राधे।
Manjuji, very nice. Loved it. I think last time this was sung in our session was by Pallavi ji, right? This beautiful Aarti. And thank you for bringing it to our session, Manjuji. Loved it. Okay. Anybody else who's going to go today?
Nitinji, you right?
Yeah, I can sing a couple of lines on Radharani today. Okay. Couple of lines. कृपा करु बरसाने वारी, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी। कृपा करु बरसाने वारी, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी। तेरी कृपा तो कृपा है प्यारी, तेरा कोप भी कृपा है प्यारी। तेरा कोप भी कृपा है प्यारी। कृपा करु बरसाने वारी, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। Hari Bol, Hari Bol. That's all. Hari Bol, that's all. Okay, anybody else who wants to say, or we are good today? Good. So with that, we come to the end of today's session. Tomorrow we have a Kahoot, so please come on time. And it's going to be interesting. I'm yet to look at the quiz, but I'm excited to look at it. What Rahul has created is our quiz master, but it's going to be very exciting. So please report on time. Don't wait for the shlokas to get over. Okay, 10 minutes. Come over time and participate. And then tomorrow we are going to also talk about an important concept, grit. Why grit is needed on the path of spirituality. In general, what is the significance of having this important trait in our life of having grit and perseverance? Right. So we'll talk about that because we pick up a topic in addition to our quiz as a supplemental topic. So I picked up this topic. So I'm looking for another engaging session tomorrow. So thank you, everybody, again, like always, for your enthusiastic participation. And Vikas, we are very happy for you today. You know, that enthusiasm is very infectious. It's very palpable. Very nice. So you're riding high on devotional bliss. It is called the beginners, bonus that you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are enjoying your devotional honeymoon right now. So make sure you
Oh.
keep riding this wave and then recreate
No
it.
sir, I am right now. I am in वो वाले सॉन्ग जून में कि वो रोमांटिक सॉन्ग जब नहीं बजता ऐसे तो वो वाले भी गाना सुनूंगा मैं क्योंकि अभी मेरे को अंदर पॉजिटिविटी क्रिएट करना है लाइफ में तो वो भी
Very
गाना
nice. Good. Keep it up. Wonderful. All right. So Radhe Radhe from my side. Good night. Good day. I'll look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Bye then.
Thank you, everyone. Good night, good day. See you all tomorrow. Ready for Kahoot. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.